Alright, so we're back and we are still on day 2. So you have done 2 turns or 2 foldings on your dough, and then you put it in the freezer to let it chill. And now I'm going to roll it out again 2 more times. So I am going to just remind you to flour both sides. I can tell that the butter is still kind of soft, so you're just going to have to go slow. We'll be right back. Alright, so we're back. So we are now, you've completed the dough, you made the butter square, we encased the dough with the butter square, and then you have completed 4 divots, turnings, foldings, whatever you want to call it, of the dough. So now we're on day 3, and you actually have to do 2 more of the rolling and folding to create all of the layers, which is the process of lamination. So just to reiterate, this just came out of the fridge, so it's nice and cold. You put flour down, alright? Put flour here, you put flour here. So at the beginning when you started folding, it was really easy because you just had a single layer of dough. Now because you have all these layers and you keep folding it, you're creating, it's a lot more tough. So you're gonna have to really work with it, and you might get frustrated. It will be fine, alright? So again, you're going to go, and you can like kind of see all the folding and the layers, and you're going to be pressing. Let's see it more on my side. You can like see that butter, that lamb is creating the layers, and you can see that's really sticky. So you're just going to put some flour down, like so. And then I'm just going to put a little more flour down, flip it, and I'm going to roll it out again to 12 by 6. And then I'm going to do the folding again, and I'm going to do it again. So you're doing it 2 more times for a total of 6 times. So we'll be back in a minute. Alright, so we are going to now make the pecan pie. So again, every table is making a different type of pie filling, and you're going to be sharing with the whole, you're going to be presenting your pie and sharing with the whole class. So pecan pie is a nut pie, and if you've never had it before, it's amazing. It's almost like you're making a caramel, and it's simply to die for. Even if you don't like pecans, I would still like give it a taste, because it is probably one of the best pies you'll ever eat. And our pie recipe is phenomenal. So the first thing you're going to do is you pour the corn syrup into a bag, into the bowl, so sorry. We sell this pie, if you were to take advanced catering, we sell this pie also at the Thanksgiving pie sale. And when we make them, we pre-measure a whole ton of bags, and then you just mix them all. You have to mix them individual servings, or else what happens is you don't have the right ratio. So you put your corn syrup in there, and then you put your 2/3 cup of sugar, and then you're going to put 3 eggs, 3 whole eggs. This recipe is pretty easy. The trick to this recipe is the baking, because if you overcook it, it turns to like a very, very hard, like solid caramel material, and then you wouldn't be able to eat it. Okay, so to that, I'm just going to mix it up till it's combined. And when you make the pecan, you'll put the filling in a single crust shell, which we'll show you after the filling's done. Okay. And the sugar's not going to melt, because you are going, that it will melt as you bake it. You just don't want any chunks, just like so. And then you're going to put 2 tablespoons of melted butter, which I just melted this in the microwave. When you melt it in the microwave, please make sure that you don't let it explode. It only takes about 10 to 20 seconds. And then you, if it does explode, you need to wipe the microwave. Alright, just like so. And then you are going to add in your 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And this just gives it a nice flavor. And then you're going to add in 6 ounces of pecans. And we use whole shell pecans, alright? You can use chopped too. Sometimes buying the chopped ones in bulk is cheaper. Mix this all together. And then this is ready to go in the pie shell. So this is a really fast, quick, and easy pie. And we'll show you the trick, because sometimes this burns, we'll show you the trick to preventing it from burning. Thank you. All right, so we are back. Just to recap what we did, on day 1 of the puff pastry, we made our lean dough and we made our butter square, we chilled them, and then we let it sit overnight. On day 2, you performed 4 folds of your puff pastry, creating the lamination and the layers. On day 3, you did 2 more of the folding processes, and then you were getting ready for this final day 4 of the shaping. So we are going to now use our puff pastry to make palmiers, which is a cookie, and they're really good. And we use turbinado sugar as part of the filling. Turbinado sugar, it's a natural raw sugar cane, and it's really good. You see it in little packets at Starbucks. You can buy it for baking. It doesn't melt as much as regular sugar. And then we are going to put a pinch of salt right into there. And the reason why we add salt is just to balance out the flavors, okay? So then what you're gonna do is we're gonna take a 1/2 cup of our sugar, put a little more, okay? And this is what's crazy about this, is now you're going to put it onto your work surface, so make sure it's clean, okay? And then what you're going to do is, here is our puff pastry dough that has been folded and turned 6 times, all right? So it should be nice and smooth and beautiful looking like mine does. And then you are going to put it right down, all right? So this is what we often do when we use sugar, is we sprinkle it. This is not about sprinkling sugar around. It's about getting a nice coating of sugar on the bottom. All right, so you're literally you want to press it down. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to roll this out, and we want it to be a 13-inch square. So you just keep rolling it, and make sure you have your ruler, and you'll be measuring, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. We'll be right back. Alright, so we are back, and it is about 13 by 13. Again, it's not going to be perfectly rounded edges, but that's fine. I just want you to take a look. So I had that sugar all on the table, and as you're rolling it out, you want to make sure that all of that sugar is sticking to the dough, so you can kind of see that here. And the reason why we do it this way is so that the sugar is on the top and the bottom. So now what you're going to do is you are going to take the remaining of your sugar, and you're going to put it right on the top, just like so. Alright, so it's on the top and the bottom, and spread it around. Alright, just like this. And then what you're going to do, just for a final roll, just going to roll it like that. And then you're going to take your dough, fold it in this way, like so, and then in again this way, just like that, and then you're going to fold it again, like that, and then you're going to fold it again, like that, okay? So you will have 6 layers, alright? And we'll be right back because I'm going to get a knife. So we're back. So if you notice when you're folding it, sometimes the edges don't always come to this to the end. So you kind of just want to lightly pull the dough so it's all even when you make your slices. So now we're going to start making our slices, and to do that you can just use a knife, and you're going to make them about, kind of just flatten off your edges like so, and then I'm going to flatten off this edge. And then you want them to be even. So you should be able to get about 16 slices. So start in the middle, kind of like when you make the cinnamon rolls for Javicino. Okay, so we have 4. You can go back through like that. If I just started cutting, they're not going to be equal, so now they're going to be pretty equal and uniform. Remember, uniformity is key when you're making baked products, just like so. If it's sticky, just keep working through it, just like so. Okay, and our last one. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put it on your baking pan, and you're just going to kind of flatten it. Okay? These will puff up more than they will actually spread, but you still want to make sure that you're putting them about 1.5 inches apart from each other. So essentially you're gonna do 4 by 4 on your baking sheet, all right? And then you're gonna bake these in a 450-degree oven for about 3 to 5 minutes until they're golden brown. I'll show you what they look like when they're done. So we're back with the palmiers. So they will cook. They might take a little bit longer. And the recipe says that you're going to cook them for 6 minutes, and then you're going to actually flip them over, and then you're going to cook them for another 3 to 5 minutes. It might take a little longer depending on if the oven is preheated or not. So the finished product should look like, it will be a golden brown, not too light. If they're too light, they're going to be like flimsy, and then the sugar is going to melt a little bit, but still stay somewhat solid. And then you can see, if you look closely, you'll see all the layers, and they've puffed up just a little bit, not too much. And what kind of prevented them from puffing up more is the sugar. If there wasn't as much sugar, they would have puffed up a lot more, but because of all that butter and that sugar, kind of caramelized them, and it makes them like a hard cookie. It's a perfect cookie that you could dip in coffee, and they would go great at catering events. So I hope you enjoy.